Welcome.
Peace and far out, man.
Welcome to the grooviest show in STL on the In Your City show, the Lou Information Station. I mean, Halloween's right around the corner. We
There's
had
people trying to watch us on Facebook right now while they're driving and wrecking. What is wrong with these people?
I got a perm this morning and thought I would wear it today and feel a little hip right here on the.
Remember when all the guys on the Brady Bunch thought it was cool to get a perm? They all had perms on the Brady Bunch.
I got a perm in high school, and I remember not going to school that day because of course, back in the day, you'd have your friend do it. Now, if you're going to wear that wig and do duck lips, we're going to have to cancel the show right now. Anybody who knows.
What is it about hair makes you want to do duck lips?
Notice, you know that
And
Gordon
in
doesn't
high
have
school, it was always like this.
doesn't have a stitch of hair on his head. So, of course, he's enjoying this Halloween costume. His hair's a little bit, looks like you just got out of bed and decided not to brush your hair or got off
Kind
stage.
of what Kelley looks like. In the
What, you want to know what my hair looks like when it's not like this? That's it. So today's soul style and St. Louis roots, Boz Scaggs. Got an interview with him. The very top of the hour here coming up shortly. Angelia York is stopping in from St. Louis Closet Company, and it's going to be all about the beauty of the garden when we speak to the Henry Shaw Medal Award winner from the Missouri Botanical Gardens today. So it is all about Halloween. So before we get to your Boz Scaggs interview, Gordon, I got a little trivia question.
Sure,
I'm going to be
bring it on.
shooting out through the next couple of shows. Is some Halloween fun, but which country is believed to be the birthplace of Halloween? Do you know? The birthplace of Halloween.
I'm going to guess somewhere in Germany.
Wow, well, at least you did guess another country, Ireland.
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 Oh, the scary people, eh?
Okay, let me give you another one. What vegetable was originally used to carve jack-o'-lanterns before pumpkins became popular in America?
I'm going to say gourds.
Turnips.
Turnips.
So at least you're close. So there you go. I've got lots more where those came from for our show today. But of course, did you know I know we talked about the rhinoceros, the rhino, coming to the new wild care park there in North County. Guess what else just arrived to the new wild care park?
I'm going to say I'm just going to guess a white tiger.
No, but that would be super cool.
Yeah.
But I can't look at you. You look crazy.
I'm looking at you. I'm thinking it was like Get Christy Love or something. What was that show?
Christy Love. So 2 giraffes are now at the Wild Care Park. So it is getting together this month. The zoo's new safari park and conservation center coming to North County now has Mo, which is a 21-month-old. Well, Mo, reticulated
fan working there.
No, you need to listen. You're not listening. You are in groovy mode, and you're not paying attention to the important information here.
All right, keep going.
The reticulated giraffe from Reed Park Zoo in Arizona arrived this month. His name is Mo, which means heart. So Mo means heart in Swahili, inspired by the heart-shaped markings on his head and neck.
We didn't know that as children. A
few days later, Daniel, a 20-month-old reticulated giraffe from the Living Desert Zoo in Gardens, California, joined him. Not fully grown yet, but the young giraffe today is already 13 inches tall. 11 feet, 13 inches tall. Yeah, it was a little short, 11 inches. Yeah.
But anyway, seen our giraffe?
he's a miniature.
Can't find him.
Like the donkeys, the little miniature horses. It's a little miniature giraffe. It's only 11 inches tall. It's 11 feet. Just want to make sure I stand corrected on that. But how were you this week? Did you get a little bit overdrive with the or was it the coolest thing in the world to have what they call a quintessa, all 4 sports playing on Monday night? Did you watch any of the 4? You had hockey going. You had the football game going, which I feel like the Chiefs are on every minute of the week. And we had a baseball World Series going, which is still going right now. You're going to need to give me your who you think is going to win. And basketball all in one night. That only happens like once a year in October, and it happened this week. So did you have all 4 playing? I was not. I was working and didn't see any of them.
I can't believe you're even asking me this question. I think you know what I was
Did
doing.
you have all 4 on?
No, I was outside
Well, you
putting
were.
together a greenhouse that had 4,000 pieces to it
Did you?
that I finally finished this morning.
That looks nothing like the AI generated
It does
photo
too.
that he
It
cited,
looks
but it
great.
is pretty cool. It is nice.
She's liking it already.
I'll be glad when he's finished so he can return to working and concentrating on the things he needs to get done, because he's been in MacGyver mode putting this thing together. But
So no, I didn't. I didn't even get to watch the Chiefs game because I was too
the
busy
busiest
working.
night in sports industry, and you weren't watching it. You're
Nope.
putting together a greenhouse.
No,
Kind of showing your feminine side there.
no, I was showing my getting stuff done side.
that
Every
what it
woman
was?
on there's going, "Be quiet, Kelly. He's doing things."
He's doing things.
All the
Let him
other
be.
husbands are going, "Oh, there he goes, just ruining it for us."
Well, on this groovy show, let's take it back to a man that comes from a generation of probably groovy and peace, right?
Yep.
When did he start his career?
Well, it was in the 60s, and in the 70s, he played with Steve Miller. But we're going to talk about
You should have been wearing that outfit when you did the
He
interview.
would have been. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to give you a little.
Okay.
So a lot of these guys that I've been interviewing lately, they're in their 80s.
They're older.
They're older, and technology is not their friend. So we
Right.
kind of see the
It's
top.
not my friend a lot of
We kind of
times.
see the top of Boz Scaggs' head.
Okay.
A
A
little
little
bit.
bit.
You know what? I was thrilled to have him on. It was just great to hear. We only had a short period of time
because of the ability of
technical
them getting
issues and them being able to get on. And
Sure.
when he finally got on, he had so many interviews booked that day, but he gave me time, and I'm very grateful and
Well,
thankful to it.
I want to meet Boz Scaggs, so let's listen to this amazing interview with your Soul Strings podcast.
Welcome back to the In Your City Soul String Show, and today we have true music legend joining us with a career spanning more than 5 decades. He's given us timeless hits like Low Down, Lido Shuffle, and We're All Alone. His landmark album, Silk Degrees, not only went multi-platinum, but also helped inspire the band Toto, and his music continues to bridge rock, blues, R&B, and jazz. And the best part, you can catch him right here in St. Louis at the Factory in Chesterfield on November the 4th. Please welcome the one and only Boz Scaggs. Boz, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining the show.
I'm good. I'm happy to be with you.
You know, we're heading to the Factory November 4th. What can the fans expect from that night, Boz?
Well, we're going to mix it up with the hits, some rhythm and blues, some rock, and some standards. Well, no standards this time. It's pretty much the whole gamut of my musical repertoire.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. You know, let's rewind to Silk Degrees. That album was a massive turning point. Did you know in the studio at that time that it was going to be as special as it was?
You never know. You have a feeling. The musicians and I really felt there was something special, but I'll be quite honest with you. I think everyone who's ever recorded an album at some point in that process feels like this is it. We've got it. This one's going all the way through. So that was about my 5th or 6th album. And while I had that feeling and the musicians shared it with me, I don't think any of us really would have believed that it would have taken off quite the way it did. It was a really fun ride.
You know, Lido Shuffle is a fan favorite, but it almost didn't make it as a single. Tell us the backstory on that one.
It came out, it was one of the first singles released, and it didn't immediately grab all the hearts and minds of radio listeners everywhere. I think I'm telling this story correctly. We were about maybe the 4th single in, we had 3 singles out, and nothing had really caught. But a radio station in Cleveland, as a matter of fact, it was an R&B station. There were clear distinctions, as you probably know in those days, between rhythm and blues music and pop music. And the rhythm and blues station started playing Low Down. And it became like an instant, not instant, it became a very heavily played song in the Cleveland area. That crossed over into the pop radio. And that crossover started a kind of a wildfire. And the album and the singles took off. And it sort of by way of Lowdown leading the way, Lido followed. It caught everyone's ear, and that pair of songs together kind of went crazy.
You know, one of my favorite songs is JoJo as well, off the Middleman album. If you could give your younger self one piece of advice before Silk Degrees, what would that have been?
One piece of advice before Silk Degrees, I gave myself completely to that album, to those musicians that I worked with, and to the producer that I was working with. I had the material pretty well prepared, more prepared than I'd ever been going into a recording, and it was just the way it was picked up. I don't know what I could have done any differently. I had done everything I could to prepare for that record. So it wasn't preparation. I got really, really lucky in one very important instant. I called a great musician, a drummer named Jim Keltner, and asked him if he could play on this record. Jim was booked, but he says, if he says, I know these young guys, they're studio musicians, they're still in their teens, but if you get them, I think you're going to have the best shot. And sure enough, I called these three young musicians, and happened to be Jeff Porcaro and David Page and David Hungate, who went on to become Toto. Yeah, so that was the best advice was just be completely open and let it happen.
Some pictures right now of you and Steve Miller. A lot of people didn't know that you and Steve Miller played together back in the day. That was how interesting was that, and how did that lead to anything that you're doing today?
Well, that was first. We got our first exposure to high level studio recording, so that was a very important time for everybody in that band. That's probably the most notable thing in my mind.
Boz, I want to keep mindful of your time. I know you've got another interview to go to. Thank you so much for joining us today. I can't wait to come see your show November 4th at the Factory in St. Louis, Missouri. Boz, continued success in everything you do. Love your music. I've loved it for years. So it's an honor to have you on the show today.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. I'm glad we could talk.
Me too, brother.
You bet.
Bye-bye.
Personal aspect of people.
Now you're unmuted.
Oh, now you can hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So Groovy, how
Groovy, cool, man.
yeah, it was cool
Laura.
looking back at the other photos of him when he's younger.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure we throw some of them in there. It was great to listen to the backstories and hear all of that, because you never know. You hear a song, you don't know how it got there. And one of the songs almost didn't make the cut, and it became a
number one
or multi-platinum Grammy winner.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And he's in concert.
Just shows you how much the record producers know.
He's at the Factory November 4th.
November 4th.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, now let's turn our attention to Angelia York. You are the vice president of St. Louis Closet Company. There with Jennifer Williams, who we love and adore, and it's just been such a pleasure getting to know her over the years. And now we've been able to meet her. Well, of course, we met her husband a long time ago, got to meet the son, and now we get to meet not only her vice president, but you've known each other since you were 3 years old.
That is correct.
And I guess your moms were good friends and you hung out in diapers together, or how'd that work out?
Hopefully we weren't in diapers at 3, but
you got potty trained.
Hopefully potty trained by then. But yes, our mothers were really good friends. We lived across the street basically from each other and have remained friends for the last
That's incredible.
couple of years.
Wow, that's amazing. So you started working for her, right? I guess pretty much in the beginning then, when she had this dream of doing her own?
Yes, I started in 1991 when she first opened, but I actually had a full-time job at the time. So I decided I could sell closets part-time and fell in love with it. And after maybe about a year, came to work for her full-time and have never looked back. I love it.
Such
So give
a
us some good
compliment,
scoop
isn't
on
it?
Jennifer. She's not here, so I can't tell you.
Let's talk about her.
Let's get some good scoop on Jennifer. We need some good scoop.
But
Give us
that's
a good story.
That's a huge compliment to Jennifer. Not only did they grow up together, but she's been working with her since 35 she's been in business 35 years plus now, we can say, and you're still together. That's an incredible compliment to Jennifer and also to you as well. You must be a huge asset to her to still be there after so long. Now give us the scoop.
I'm gonna keep my
See how
job.
long this friendship lasts.
Let's see if we can ruin it for you in just 5 minutes here.
I want to keep my job, so I don't know how much scoop I'll give you.
Yeah. What was your favorite thing as kids to play when you were little? Did you guys, I mean, here you are 3, 4 years old and growing up. Did you play Barbie dolls? What was your gig?
We loved to like color. We would color picture after picture and hang them all over the walls. We were big coloring
So you
people.
both are into design at a very early age, is what I would say.
I guess so.
Then carried that forward. So what do you love most about, that's kept you there for so long?
I mean, Jennifer is an incredible person to work for. I love her business philosophy. I love how she's always like put everything she has into the company, how she prides ourselves on our customer service. She really does want to make sure that everyone who does business with us has a great experience.
You're right. To be in business 35 years and to be able to say, I have never missed an appointment.
Yeah, we haven't missed an appointment. We've never missed an installation, which is huge. I mean,
yeah,
that's incredible.
I don't think any business can really say that.
No,
to be quite honest, I don't think any business can say that.
That's a big deal right there.
It's important to us. If you've emptied your closet and you expect us to show up at your house, you're not going to be real happy if we call you and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we can't come for another week or 2."
Right, but sometimes things can happen though.
You
Someone can get exactly.
You make
your
it work.
words right there. You make it work. Someone's going to be there. It's going to happen no matter what the situation. Have you driven the new? I love the new. Are your closets bugging you?
I know. I love that campaign.
Have you actually driven the new red bug?
No, don't think I feel comfortable driving a stick anymore. I did it when I was 16 and haven't done it in a few years.
I'm absolutely terrified being in a stick. It's that one time you're on that hill in the wrong spot and you're looking at the car behind you, praying they don't come up too close behind you. And then all of a sudden it stalls.
Yeah, it's not fun.
I just want to cry and get out of the car, put the emergency brake on.
I saw something and I'm not going to say it right, but it was a little sign saying something about, I don't worry about anybody stealing my car today because the millennials can't drive it.
That's like
nobody knows how to drive a stick.
Stick shift.
And they don't know how to use rotary phones.
Oh yeah, that too. I love the memes where it shows them trying to dial the phone, and of course they're looking at it, staring, and they're wanting to know what that sound is on the other end.
Yeah,
they have no idea, do they? Our life.
Gosh, you remember that when you took the receiver off and it would be quiet, and all of a sudden it'd do that, make that noise, letting you know it was off the hook.
Just taking the phone off, and you'd have to try to hide it under a pillow to keep it from beeping.
No, you unscrewed the thing. I found out when I got older, you unscrewed one of them and took this little speaker out.
Thanks, hippie.
I know.
You look crazy. I can't.
No, I keep
sit here and have an interview with that something like this right now because I kind of forget I have it on while I'm trying to be all serious. It's like it's not working out well at all.
You guys look great.
We have Missouri Botanical Gardens coming on. This man's won a prestigious award, and we're going to get to talk to him about it and. They're going to be looking at. I did warn them. Just thought we'd let you know we look a little weird in costumes, but hey, it's going to be in the costume spirit or the costume.
It's Halloween.
Halloween spirit is what it is. So tell us what's some of the when you started 35 years ago with Jennifer, what have you seen that has just changed and transpired over the years to where you are now?
That's a good question. A lot of what we do is still the same. It's the same basic concept of organizing. They have come out with some new features. When I started with Jennifer, we offered like 12 colors. It was like a basic white and a very simple, like almost a raw particle board. Now we have 14 colors. We offer lighting now, which is a new thing. Lighting is amazing. We do like doors that not only open normal, but they like flip up. We have all kinds of bells and whistles, pant racks, drying racks.
Do you have someone that says something to you that they think would be a need that maybe is not invented yet, and that sparks like, we got to figure this out. We got to figure out how to do this then. Or do you have these team meetings where you're like, what could be something
I came up with the rotating closet where it's spring, summer, full. Just spin it.
There you
That's
go.
Tim Allen. He had like something like that on one of his shows. When
You just kind of
school
do that
time.
where it moves
I
around and
told
brings the
Jennifer that
show
when she
running.
was on, she kind of looked at me like, okay, we don't want to go there.
I like the way she did the outside closet. Like, and when I say that, meaning instead of the one, a lot of times we don't have the space to walk into something. So a wall that is designed like in the bedroom or office or whatever, and becomes your unit to store
Oh,
everything.
Yeah, wardrobe style
She
unit.
Yeah, she showed me a picture of that. I'm like, I'd love to have that. That's amazing looking. It looks like a fixture, like it's really pretty.
Yeah, you can add a lot of bells and whistles to that. Crown molding, decorative doors, mirrors.
And what do you think keeps St. Louis Closet so strong in the St. Louis market? Of course, we know she is local. Jennifer loves supporting local. What do you think it keeps the strength behind St. Louis Closet Company? And we love every time someone sit in our chair and we do our live commercial, like, oh, I got my closet done there.
Yay. But it really is Jennifer. I mean, she is truly the heart and soul of our company. She actually just got honored. We won the Torch Awards for
Yes.
the Better
That's what
Business
she was
Bureau,
saying.
which we were very
Very
proud and excited. But Jennifer really is the driving force, and she, not to sound corny, but she truly wants St. Louis to love doing business with us.
That's fantastic. That really is. That's great. What do you want to see moving forward?
I don't know. It's kind of interesting now that Matthew's on board. See where
Her
he's going to
son.
take us. He's
Mhm.
made us more automated, a little bit
Bringing
more.
some of that young savvy tech into the business.
Yeah, Jennifer and I are a little old school. We like how we do things. We still like pen and paper.
Me too.
But Matthew is very tech savvy, so he's getting us to do computerized designs, which was a new thing for us. But
Yeah,
it's a time saver, so it's great. So,
absolutely. Well, we've got the holiday coming up, so tell us what you all are doing over there coming up soon for the holiday season.
I say every holiday we do the Toys for Tots. It is November 12th, and we will have the Marines and Santa there from 8 to 10 at our showroom on the 12th.
And so you're encouraging people to bring in unwrapped, right?
Unwrapped new.
toys or new, whatever that might be. Gosh, you had a gentleman that brought how many bikes? She was telling us one year,
Oh,
just
yeah.
brought in all these bikes, which was incredible, like a truck trailer full or whatever.
Yeah, he
Just
brought in a
incredible.
lot. And then we have this wonderful man the last several years brings us like a whole trailer full of books.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
We've had I love when we do Toys for Tots because I'm always amazed at how generous people are. Like our showroom will get filled, overflowing with gifts.
And that's not a small showroom.
No.
Let's let everybody know that your showroom's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we have a beautiful showroom.
You do. That's so wonderful that people take the time to do it. So we want to encourage people. It starts November 12th. That's the kickoff. And then what
Yes.
is the last day that you'll be accepting the toys?
Ooh, that's a good question. It runs, I want to say, through the middle of December.
Okay, because obviously you have to have enough time to get those toys delivered to the families for their children and that. So
And the people who work for that organization are also amazing. I think a lot of them are volunteers, but they do a really good job. And I think they use the toys throughout the year, not just the holidays, but I think they also save some of them to gift throughout the year.
gosh, that's wonderful. We can't do enough. Every child needs to have a beautiful Christmas, right? And enjoy
Absolutely.
that. Okay, so it is Halloween, all right? So are you
here we
two
go.
on your game?
Okay.
Okay, so my question is, what is the most commercially successful horror movie of all time as of today? The all-time horror movie
Of all time.
of all time.
The all-time horror movie of all time.
Of
I'm
all
gonna
time.
say Chainsaw Massacre.
Ooh, that one is scary. But
I'm going to go with Halloween.
I know that would have been the most amazing, right? But it says successful horror movie. It doesn't
Successful?
exactly say Halloween or Halloween night. Most successful.
I'm going to say Nightmare on Elm Street.
Gosh, that's a good answer too. You both have very good answers, but it is
Wrong.
It from 2017, the most successful horror movie. It with the clown.
Okay. I don't
Yeah,
watch series.
and there's a new
Was that-
series
That's
on
not the
too.
first one, is it? No.
Yeah, it.
No, there's no. Okay.
Oh, you mean like the 2017?
Tim Curry, is that his name?
I'm
He
not
was
sure.
the one who did the original It. He was the original clown.
All right, I've got one more for you here. We got to go to commercial break. What classic monster movie was the first to show the creature's face on a screen? The creature's face on a screen.
I'm going to have to say it was the very first original Dracula from the 30s.
It's a good answer.
King Kong, but that's probably not a scary movie.
Good try to fill the blank in and not leave it blank there, Angela. Okay, answer's Frankenstein, 1931. So you're close to the right year. So that was good, Groovy Dude. But it was Frankenstein.
Okay, wait.
Dracula's not in Frankenstein. Don't even go there with
The
me.
Dracula one was.
He's going to try to make him.
No, it was Silent Pictures, and they showed his face. They didn't call him Dracula. They called him the.
Yeah.
Remember the bald-headed guy with the big fingers that they redid the movie on?
Yeah. Well, it was I don't know. I have no idea what's happening here right now, but you don't have it. All right. So, Angela, we want to thank you so Angela York. Thank you so much. You're welcome to stay around with us. We'll be here to 5. If you've got to go back and design a closet, we're going to take it to commercial break. This is the time you can skedaddle daddle out. I want to thank you so much. We want to thank Jennifer Williams being a part of the In Your City show on the most spectacular show here tonight. We're going to come back. We're going to speak to, look at me looking at my notes here, Rhett Butler. He is an award-winning environmentalist, journalist, author, and founder of Manga Bay. We're going to speak to him in regards to the amazing award that he just won with the Missouri Botanical Garden. So we'll be right back here on the In Your City show, the Halloween version, I want to say, of it at the Lou Information Station. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the In Your City show right here at the Lou Information Station. Hopefully you have your dial on 590, or maybe you've got the app on your phone that takes you right to the radio dial. You can download the Lou Information Station, KLIS, right there on your phone. Listen to it from anywhere around the world. But we right now, this is our groovy show, in case you're just tuning in.
I like how you said dial. I mean, back when we were wearing these clothes and we were in high school,
there was a dial.
There's no dial anymore.
We're old. We still say the wrong things. But you're listening to the Halloween Groovy show right now we have going on. We're about to step in to the natural elegance of the Missouri Botanical Gardens with Rhett Butler and Catherine Martin, who share the meaning behind the prestigious Henry Shaw Medal, a distinguished honor celebrating extraordinary contributions to horticulture, conservation, and community. Say that 3 times in a row. So welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being with us. I can see Rhett and Catherine right there. We really appreciate your time and get to find out about this prestigious award. You, Rhett, are very distinguished as an award-winning environmental journalist, author, and founder of the Manga Bay, one of the world's leading nonprofit environmental news organizations. You're going to have to tell us more about that too. So thanks for joining us. And Rhett, I have to let you know, Gordon, do you have that picture, Gordon? Do you want to show that?
I know. Well, look at him now.
Look at him.
I go, Rhett, you're so perfect. You look like an AI generated man.
Yeah.
It's like,
he said he looks like
that's a good thing.
He was photoshopped in this picture. He's so perfect. So great kudos, compliment to you. You're an environmentalist, must make your skin and everything else perfect. Look at that. That's a great picture of the 3 there and holding your award. So thank you for taking time with us. We really appreciate it. Congratulations. Tell us, what does this honor mean to you personally? You know, especially being recognized by an institution historic and respected as the Missouri Botanical Gardens.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you for having me. It is a really wonderful honor, and it was very surprising when I was notified of it, because it is something that's kind of outside my realm. But coming from the Missouri Botanical Garden is really special because I've deeply appreciated the contributions it's made as an institution to efforts to protect forests and other ecosystems around the world. So I was first introduced to it through Peter Raven, who is a former director, and in his work in Madagascar and on extinction. So I really see it less as a personal honor and more of a recognition of Manga Bay's emerging and growing role in the world and all the hard work that our conservationists are doing.
And we do want to find out more about that. Catherine, tell us, for those that may not have heard or understand or know what the Henry Shaw Medal is, that is awarded by the Missouri Botanical Garden. This has been going on since 1893. You'd think everybody would know, but you know, it's new news to a lot of us. So give us, if you can, just a little scope of what the Missouri Botanical Garden is about and what that Henry Shaw Medal signifies.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for having me on as well. So many people in St. Louis are familiar with the Botanical Garden as a beautiful place that they go to visit or they come to our wonderful events. But since the garden opened in 1859, it has always also been a scientific institution. And so we are a world-renowned leader in plant science. And so that's a really important part of the garden's identity. And that's where the Henry Shaw Award comes into play. So as you mentioned, it's been around for quite some time, since 1893, and it recognizes really great contributions to the garden itself, as well as to conservation and efforts around the world, as Rhett was recognized for last week.
Yeah. And so, you know, this is a huge recognition for Rhett. How do you even figure out who's going to be the recipient of this award? What goes into that?
Sure. So, you know, a group of people discuss each year who would be a good fit, and Rhett does have this wonderful background of just really sharing science and conservation in an approachable way. And that's really what the mission of the Missouri Botanical Garden is about too. So that just seems such an obvious fit for us this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, the garden described your work as vital awareness about pressing environmental issues around the world. What stories or regions have you most deeply impacted in your journey as a journalist?
So we focus on areas where we feel like our journalism can contribute to the most impact in the world. And so that tends to be places where there's a high degree of wildlife, so biodiversity, as well as a rapid rate of change. So deforestation or other forms of degradation. And so by providing information to key decision makers, it can actually lead to real outcomes in the world. So that tends to be places like Africa, Southeast Asia, South Asia, and South America. So specifically within those geographies, we've done a lot in the Amazon rainforest, for example, Borneo, Madagascar, the Congo Basin. And that's both land and in the ocean.
Incredible. Give us a little background on Manga Bay. That is a personal project. Looks like 1999. Tell us how that started and where that is right now.
Yeah, so I had the great fortune of having a mother who's a travel agent and a father who traveled a lot for business. And I always had a special interest in basically frogs and lizards. And so I would try to persuade my parents to take me to the rainforest because we had all these opportunities to travel because of my parents' professions. And so eventually I went to a real rainforest in the Amazon and had this incredible experience. But then after I came home, the forest was affected by an oil slick. And so that's what turned me from being someone who was interested in cool frogs to actually tracking environmental issues. And so from there, I ended up deciding to write a book about rainforests and to raise awareness. And then I created a website in order to make that information freely available. And just from there, it grew. So now we have about 125 staff in about 30 countries and about 1,000 journalists, about 80 countries who are doing this reporting from us, often at the very front lines of where these things are happening.
No, that's what I was going to ask you. Are you actually there traveling to these rainforests and right there on site with it?
Yeah, I spend a fair amount of time in the field. So usually, 1 to 2 months a year. And so that, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be in Borneo. I was in the Amazon earlier this year. I was in the Middle Pacific looking at marine issues a few months ago. So yeah, I do have opportunities to go to these places, but more importantly, we have frontline reporters in places like the Amazon and the African savannas who can tell those local stories and then, bring them to a global audience.
Mm-hmm.
Just recently we were down in San Francisco and we went to the aquarium, and in the aquarium they had a section which just intrigued me about some of the plants from the rainforest and some of the frogs, the poisonous frogs. I was always intrigued by the poisonous and the plants that were poisonous and things that you didn't realize. And so they just had how do we educate more people about the rainforest, and how do we
save our planet?
Save our planet, get that larger reach. I know the younger audience seems to be more in tune with that than the older audience, but how do we increase that reach?
Yeah, so I think one thing is highlighting the charismatic animals. So whether it's something like an okapi, which is this funny looking forest giraffe, to the poison dart frogs you referenced. So kind of the weird and wonderful, but then the other aspect of it is really connecting these ecosystems to our everyday lives. So just for example, the Amazon is responsible for some of the rainfall that feeds agriculture in the U.S. Midwest. And so if the Amazon were to be destroyed, then that would affect this huge source of rainfall, which drives economic activity. And so it's important to not only be impressed by the wildlife and the verdant richness of the plants, but also how these things benefit us personally.
Does that is that having an impact? We seem to be having more hurricanes and things like that. Does that impact that? Excuse my lack of knowledge, but does that seem to impact those kind of?
Yeah, I mean, so higher temperatures can increase the incidence and ferocity of hurricanes, but then, like places like the Amazon, in South America, because of the degradation of the Amazon and the effects of climate, there's been very severe droughts, for example. And there are models that suggest that what happens in the Amazon can influence rainfall in California. And so there are these knock-on effects that we're only just starting to understand from the degradation of these otherwise faraway places.
Yeah. So when they talk about the climate change and the things that the escalating changes that are happening, some people want to argue it's not true. It's true. You're on the front lines. Tell us what is happening from your viewpoint as a journalist.
I mean, yeah, we're definitely seeing trends towards higher temperatures and more destabilization. So, in a lot of places that can look like higher temperatures in one part of the year and colder temperatures in the other part of the year, more extreme rainfall, droughts. So we're definitely seeing change as observers, and that's what the science is telling us. But then also when we talk to indigenous peoples, we're hearing these stories from these frontline communities about how things used to be and how they've changed. So they can no longer rely on rainfall to occur at this time of the year, which makes it less predictable. And so therefore it's affecting their livelihoods. And so it's not only the science that provides a lot of data that supports this, it's also, those stories that go back generations of change.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with this incredible recognition that you've just received with the Henry Shaw Medal, and it's a big deal. What's next for you? What collaborations? What are you working on now to help save us from our own course of what we're doing?
Yeah, we're actually looking forward to more potential collaboration with the Botanical Garden. So the research that the garden is doing is very cutting edge and very important. And there's so much knowledge that's locked up in the institution. So trying to think about how we can tell more stories about plants and why they're relevant and why they're special. At Manga Bay, we're expanding. So we currently report in 6 languages, but we've just added Swahili and Bengali. And so the goal with that is to reach these frontline communities who may not speak the other languages that we're doing to help provide them with information. We're also looking at other ways to reach other people by transforming written stories into audio so they can be on radio, they can go out via WhatsApp messages. So looking to expand both from a language standpoint, but also in terms of other topics as well. So doing more on oceans, because originally we started with rainforests, but oceans, solutions, because a lot of people are getting burned out by depressing news in the world. And so they don't really want to hear news, but they like to hear positive stories. So focusing on what are the solutions, what's actually working, and how can you give people a sense of hope and agency that they can do something, even if it's small, that helps make a difference.
Can you give us an example of something that can give us a sense of hope, or some things that we can do at home to help?
Yeah, so there's small things that you can do. And it can be very tangible as well. So for example, if you have a local creek, going down there, with your family, with your community, and cleaning up, and you can immediately see the benefits from that. The water will get clearer, the fish will come back. If you plant trees, maybe air temperature will come down, you'll hear the birds again. So there's very tangible things you can do outside, that are great for building community and bringing people together that have environmental benefits. So I'd always point to that. The other thing is just learning. So, having an open mind and understanding why things are the way they are and all the wonders of the world around us. So, those would be kind of the areas that I highlight as pretty easy things that anyone can do.
Yeah.
Brad, can you get me out of trouble here with building a greenhouse? With building a giant greenhouse in my backyard, would that be a benefit? Because I just
if you're growing your own, fruit and vegetables, and I don't know if you have children, but instilling the whole idea of ecology and ecological principles to them. Yeah, I think there is a lot of benefit from building a giant greenhouse in your backyard.
See, Kelley, you heard it right there from the expert.
How hard is it to have an intelligent conversation with 2 people like this right now?
This whole time, these 4 people are trying to look at us without going, "Oh my gosh, what have you gotten us into?" It's Halloween. Sorry about that.
So Catherine, tell us, how often is the Henry Shaw Medal awarded?
Yeah, it's a once a year event. So we have a dinner and give out the award once a year.
Which you just had on the 21st, I believe, right? Had the dinner and the award?
Yes, just last week.
Which is wonderful. So before we do run out of time here and that, tell us what is going on. We're so, honored to be able to talk to Rhett and find out a little bit more about the Henry Shaw Medal Award. But tell us what's going on. We got the holiday just around the corner with the Missouri Botanical Gardens. And while I can't imagine, of course, you weren't there in the 1800s, but I'm sure you've been there quite some time when I first met you there. So a lot has changed, and really exciting new things are happening there all the time. So you've been a part of a great change. But what do we see happening coming up with holiday in the new year?
Yeah, so it is almost time. I know you're ready for Halloween, but it's almost time for the holidays too. So we'll have Garden Glow starting in just a few weeks. We're in our 13th year of Garden Glow, and it's really grown every year since it started. We have more than 2 million lights, and we've add new elements every year, and we are trying to add more and more of those elements that reflect the garden, so more nature So flowers, trees, all of that, butterflies, you'll see a lot of that in Garden Glow this year. And that's all to tie it back to the mission, which ties into what Rhett talked about as well. And then just a reminder to everyone who does come to Garden Glow, it's a wonderful holiday tradition. A lot of people do this with their family or friends every year, but it does go to support the garden's mission. So you are doing something for conservation as well by helping support the botanical garden.
Thank you. We definitely enjoyed going. We love
Did you
it.
say when it started?
Did
Did you say when it started?
2013, I believe, was the first year. So
No. When does the Garden Glow?
When does Garden Glow open? That is just a couple of weeks away. It is opening. I'm sorry,
probably around Thanksgiving. Before that, then maybe
it's a little bit before Thanksgiving. It will open November 15th.
Perfect.
Okay, great. All right, it is our Halloween spectacular show right now, so I'm going to have to see. I mean, he knows everything about, the environment. Let's see if he knows about Halloween. All right, let's see who gets it. What if famous magician died on Halloween in 1926?
I'm going to guess Harry Houdini.
Yeah, he did it. He knows his Halloween stuff as well, as magicians, I should say. What candy was originally called chicken feed?
Ooh, candy corn.
Yay, one for each of you. Great job. You guys get to go out both a winner on this. You'll get your what's their prize? A green washer from Dicker and Dicker.
Yeah, well, it's the old one from our day.
Catherine would know
It's a hot point
they're
washer
too young.
dryer.
From the
avocado green.
Yeah, they're too young. They're not going to know that. Thank you so much. We appreciate it so much. Rhett, let's see. Let me look at it. I'm calling your middle name, first name. It's Iyer Butler, correct?
Rhett Ayers Butler, but Rhett Butler's fine.
Okay, Rhett Butler. There we go. Catherine Martin, thank you so much. Missouri Botanical Gardens, along with the Henry Shaw Medal Award. We appreciate your time and sitting here while we look crazy and talking about some really important things, which that is our world, our environment. So thank you for your time and all that you do.
Thank you for all your research. I know that's a lot of time put in for your life, and we appreciate you sharing that.
Thanks for sharing your time. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we are down to the last minute of our show here, sitting here looking like two crazy individuals. But you know what? It's fun. I don't know if it's more fun dressing up as an adult or as a child. The kids pretty much look forward to it, that's for sure. But
I think adults look forward to it too.
Yeah.
And the adult costumes get crazier and crazier.
Well, you know what I find that's funny? Men tend to dress up as women a lot on Halloween.
And women can't wait to dress up as
like a call girl or a hooker.
I was going to say it a little bit worse.
The outfits get teenier and teenier.
This hair has always been my mouth.
Welcome to our world. There is women. The nurse is never just a nurse's outfit. I've never had a nurse come into my room that looked like the nurses that are out. Even Cinderella's outfit's gotten teenier and tinier. We saw one of those.
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland.
I never seen Alice in Wonderland look like that when I was a kid.
I'm right here, and I was not Allison in Wonderland. I'm right here. So, all right. Well, we want to thank our guests for coming on today and enlightening us with some great things that are going on, not just in our city, but around the world. And coming up next, it's going to be another spectacular show that you'll get to watch tomorrow. So we hope you enjoy that as well. So until our next show, as we say to everybody, if you aren't listening to us the rest of the week, we hope you have a great Halloween. If you've got kids out there, keep them safe, know where they're trick-or-treating, and enjoy every moment, because it's such a fun day. It's fun for kids to see how much candy they can get and how much sugar they can consume in just like hours. I don't think it's how much they can eat, it's how much they can collect, right?
That's right.
All right. Well, until our next In Your City show, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it right here on the Lou Information Station. Cheers.
Peace.